Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session as usual by appreciating your support so much and for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We have discovered, and I think this has been circulating online for quite some time now, probably like hours, that William Samuel Ruto has bowed to pressure. The tough talking stance that they had, that even a comma will not be removed from this draft, has ended. So it is alleged now that they are reducing it from 3% to 1.5%. That is the housing levy. But is that what Kenyans want? I think the message is still not getting home correctly. The message from Kenyans is no. I'm sorry, but that's it. A total no to the housing fund. Robert Alai has become the first ODM politician to commend the head of state for such a move, while saying that he was encouraged as a taxpayer who is also an MCA. And this is what Robert Alai said. Great to hear that there is a change, encouraged as a taxpayer who is also MCA. And then down there is another person. I think Robert Alai was responding to Honorable Wakili Edward Twitter handler, who said, "Thanks His Excellency for listening to Kenyans on the tax bill proposals. Housing levy coming down from 3% to 1.5%. Kenyans are happy. The next battlefront is KPLC power bills. They have doubled. Confront the power." And this has come at a time when the finance bill drafters were currently effecting proposals made by Kenyans and other players before the bill could be brought before the National Assembly for debate and approval. It is interesting to note that Alai's statement and approval for the changes comes at a time when the Azimio, on the other hand, is calling for the total abolishment of the bill, with Raila and other Azimio principles threatening to rally Kenyans against the bill should it be passed by the National Assembly. I think I agree with Raila Amolo Odinga and the team that we were not only talking, that's what they say, about the housing levy, but we're talking about total abolishment of the bill. That is a message from Azimio. Robert Alai just pointed out that it is, I think he was merely trying to respond to the signal that, now that you people are reducing, I've decided to bend down kidogo, mumegeuza kidogo ile stand yenu kubwa. Now that you're doing it, that is just meaning that this bill going forward, there is hope that it can be challenged. 3% to 1.5%, though it's a significant reduction in the burden on the employers, but it is still not what Azimio want. What Azimio want is a total abolishment of this bill. So this is a significant development in the issue of a finance bill. So we are waiting to see whether IMF will respond to this, because they had praised the finance bill, and I did an analysis on that like 3 days ago. So IMF had praised this fund, the housing fund. They said that the country is on a economic recovery path, but they didn't talk about the burden on the people. What IMF was trying to assure the country is that if you go that trajectory, then mtaendelea vizuri. But to us, we find that is a bit strange, because we know IMF, like I said in my previous analysis, they don't care about the people. They care about what they get from the country, from the government, the tax that is being collected. They care about how you repay their loan. UN Secretary, when he was here in Kenya, talked about interest of IMF kwamba iko juu. That interest is quite high. And he said that he doesn't understand why African countries, when they're given loans, their interest is on a higher side. But they say that they would talk about this issue and try to find a way of addressing it. But again, since IMF, the World Bank, praised Kenya's tax policies, and now, because the Kenyans have spoken in one voice that this finance bill hard our attack, they don't want anything about this finance bill. Since that is the position of Kenyans, we are yet to see what IMF response will be, because earlier on we understand that IMF had promised the country, I think towards the end of July, that they would give Kenya $1.2 billion. That was just a loan to, I think, sustain the budget of this country. So that was assured because they knew that there was going to be punitive finance bill that was going to be put in, that was going to be brought or subjected to Kenyans to finance. So as a result, IMF realized that if that was going to pass, inamaanisha kwamba wangepata pesa kirahisi sana. So these people are not concerned about the country. They are concerned about what they get. I want to remind you that there's a time I read an analysis somewhere and I said that there are so many ghost projects that are financed by IMF. A country takes a loan to finance probably Project X. IMF, because of some corrupt dealings, that it's understood that there are some people within IMF who are too corrupt to an extent that they collaborate with the government agencies to finance ghost projects which are paid for by IMF, but then these projects, at the end of the day, they are regarded as ghost projects. They don't exist. So if that happens, you realize that these corrupt individuals within IMF, what they do is that they squander this fund with those government agents. So that explains why the World Bank praised Kenyans' tax policy, because that would ensure more money being collected from the people and easy repayment of loans. And if that is done, then that means those corrupt individuals within IMF, they can finance ghost projects, but expect that these ghost projects will be paid for by the government in time. I don't know if that makes sense. So I brought in this topic because the finance bill that was fronted by the government, proposed by the government, was praised by the same IMF, that finance bill. But the people have spoken in one voice and said they don't want to see anything about that finance bill. They don't want to be part of it. So that already creates a huge confusion here, because now the people are opposing it. Now IMF's intention of giving out that loan because they knew that the government will pay it in a shorter time. Now that already is becoming a very huge challenge, and probably as a result, they might be forced to reduce that loan. So there is some connection here between IMF and this bill. That's why I have to bring the two, because we expect some response from the IMF, because now the bill is being revised. That means the projection they had, maybe haitatimia. So as a result, if that projection haitatimia, as a result, IMF might be forced to either scale down on the loan or respond to the latest development. So dear viewers, allow me to wind up there. But I started off by saying that this regime imeanza kupunguza makali. I'm talking about makali because imeanza kupunguza ile makali ilikuwa nayo kwamba hii itapita kwa lazima, so imeanza kupunguza ile makali. So as a result, IMF promised the country that it would finance the budget, because that tax policy was favoring their terms. Now this thing seems to be changing, so we expect another response from the IMF. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, kindly tell us what to think about this below the comment section. And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.